My dear brothers and sisters, greetings from me from Sursangam Reflections from Jaipur. It is the 21st Sunday of the year, and I begin this reflection with a little incident that I would like to bring before you. There was a man who was rushing to give some food to his wife, and there he meets with a little accident, and because of which his finger is bleeding. Therefore, he goes to the nurse there and tells, "Please tie a bandage on me. It is bleeding profusely." His nurse starts talking to him and says, "Why are you in such a hurry?" He says, "My wife is hungry and she eats exactly at 12 o'clock and therefore she longs for food." Then she asks, "What has happened to your wife?" He says that she has got dementia, which means she doesn't remember anything at all. Then she says, "Why does that matter then? Because if she doesn't know who you are, then what does it matter when you go, what happens?" Then he says, "Well, she doesn't know who I am, but I know who she is." Dear friends, this matters a lot. And this is exactly the question that Jesus is asking his disciples. Who do you say I am? And before that he says, who do people say I am? And therefore they answer that you are either Jeremiah, Elijah, John the Baptist, or one of the prophets. And then Jesus says one more question. Who do you say I am? And then only Peter answers, "You are Christ, the Son of the living God." And then Jesus says, "This has been revealed to you by my Father in heaven. It is not flesh and blood that you have come to know." And then he says, "I give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. For you are Peter, and upon this rock I build my church." What was the name of Peter? It was Simon Peter, which means his first name was Peter. His name was Simon. But he now calls him Peter, which means rock. Rock means something very special, a strong thing. And when we build a big building, then we would like to have a strong foundation. And that is the reason Jesus chooses him. Was Peter the best? Not at all. We saw when Jesus was meeting him in the waters, he was sinking. He had his own doubts and he had many faults too. But was one thing that Peter had, that was a unique experience which no one else had. That was, he was able to recognize Jesus as Christ, which means the anointed one. Not merely because he's Son of God, but exactly like a king who is the king of my heart. That is exactly the way that he understood him. And that is the reason why he makes him head of the whole church. मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों, हमारे जीवन में भी कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि जब तक हमारा आध्यात्मिक एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता है, तब तक हम जिंदगी को नहीं समझते। और आध्यात्मिक एक्सपीरियंस कब होता है? जब हम उस व्यक्ति के साथ एक हो जाते हैं। मान लो एक लड़का और लड़की प्यार करने लगते हैं और उसके बाद वो संबंध बनाना चाहते हैं और ये शादी करना चाहते हैं। अक्सर वो क्या करते हैं, एक दूसरे को चाहते हैं और अच्छा लगता है उनको, और उसके साथ वो उसके बाद शादी भी करते हैं, लेकिन कुछ समय के बाद वो अलग हो जाते हैं। इसलिए क्योंकि उनका संबंध जो है अब टूट जाता है। ऐसा क्यों? इसलिए ऐसा होता है कि उनके बीच में वह संबंध नहीं है जो आध्यात्मिक संबंध होना चाहिए, यानी एक अंदरूनी पहचान जिसके लिए वो तरसते हैं। अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो वहां पर गहरा संबंध, घनिष्ठ संबंध नहीं हो सकता है। My dear friends, this is exactly what Jesus is wanting all of us to have. Not only with God, but with an experience with God which makes you have experience with everyone else in the world. And only then you can do something extraordinary. As I told you last time, that Maximilian Kolbe was ready to sacrifice himself. Why was he able to do that? Could anybody else do it? When someone else was to be killed, he says, "No, I am ready. I am a Catholic priest." Why? Because he feels that he can do something extraordinary, which nobody else can do. Dear friends, yes, when we reach that stage, we do something extraordinary, and we must have this experience even as Christians. We simply come to the church because there is some nice singing. We simply come to the church because we want to go and feel nice about it, or because others go. That is only an outer way. But we must have an inner experience with God, with the Holy Eucharist, and with all other things we do. Once we have that experience, then everything changes. Then my relationship is strong. Such a strong relationship that makes me have the same relationship in my house too. With my parents, with my teachers, with my brothers and sisters, with my spouses, with my other children and everyone else. That makes my life a wonderful life. And when I have that type of experience where I am able to say, who do you say I am? Then I know what I mean. Because that experience is truly divine. And that is the reason Jesus tells, who do I say I am? In other words, he is asking that question to you and me. वही प्रभु हमें पूछता है, आप क्या कहते हो, मैं कौन हूं? इसके जवाब हम कब देंगे? जब प्रभु का एक्सपीरियंस डीप डाउन हो जाएगा, तभी हम ये कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि प्रभु हमारे जिसमें जीवित है, मरा नहीं है। वो केवल प्रभु नहीं है, बल्कि मेरा प्रभु है और मेरा मसीह है। यही हमें समझना है। Once we understand, then we understand everything else, and that will make us happy always. Thank you and God bless you.
Who do people say the Son of Man is? Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But you, who do you say that I am?
You are the Christ, the Son of the living God.
Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven.
And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church.
I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven,